And on the 18th of January, we shall look at The Invaders, number 18. Now, this comic book is from the 70s, 1977. It's a beautiful masterpiece of a tribute to World War II. I have a timestamp or a date stamp on mine, April 5th, 1977. We have a beautiful art scene on the front where they're fighting. And on the inside, a lot of great story. But first, let's just take a quick overlook of it. We have, at the beginning, this woman right here. Now, as I read this comic book, at first, she doesn't look that familiar to me. And then as I read it, I swear there is a real-life woman, a character, but on a live-action TV show, movie, something that looks just like her. She's even got a German accent and everything, and I can't remember for my life to who it was, but I swear it was on a comedy show like Hogan's Heroes maybe, or something. Not wearing that much of a bondage leather thing, but more like just the German, Nazi outfit. She throws Captain America off of the tower, and, he tries to break his fall, and there's a mystery character that's trying to help him out. Will he save him in time? Let's find out. Now, here she is again. And after she thinks that she's successful, they team up together and beat up on the Submariner. The Fuhrer, this is Hitler, of course, gives them a little surprise. Muscles. No, that's not it. He gives them the surprise that they are going to be married. He's like, well, you're going to be married. She's like, what? And there she is. That looks just like somebody. And then he's like, think about it. And he's like, yes, you're right. It's a great idea. We can have women. And of course, I could read in the German accent, but I don't want to. And they have children. That'll be the start of nothing. There will be no marriage. Now, one of my German sounds like a Russian sometimes, though, so I don't want to even try. All right. Ooh, groovy. All right. Who is this mysterious character, and did he survive? Well, I kind of gave it away, but yeah, they jump up just in the nick of time, as comic books, of course, have it. Here he is right here. Now, who is this guy? Who is he? Who is he indeed? Well, we're about to find out something very interesting about him. After he beats up on these guys together, they think they've won. He takes refuge in this little cave for a minute, take their breath, and he gives his story. Now, if you want to know more about him, see Mystic Comics number 1, 1941, If You're Rich. And that was back in 1977. That comic book would be way more expensive now. But it gives a story about he was just an American correspondent who was thrown into the dungeon in Hamburg. It's partially true. Now, he's saying there's something different about what's going on. There's a scientist in there that had a formula that he did not want to fall into Nazi hands. He asked the guy to keep it safe, and he drinks it, and he becomes this superhero. So, you're the guy. Oh my gosh, we've read all about you in comic books. So this is interesting. It's like an actual character from that era is in this Invaders comic, and I think that's really cool. Here we got the other Invaders, the 4/5 of them that were captured. They got them in different ways. They can't escape, basically. They're going to take them to Berlin to execute them. Star Wars. That was a great comic book series, by the way. Is that a loincloth or a Speedo? Yeah, that's a... Oh, no, wait. I'm getting... Okay, so John Carter of Mars is not the same thing as that other comic book I've read. That was just weird. About the future, War of the Worlds. Here we have a little side story with Spitfire, her dad, landing. She's really fast, so she's getting bales of hay for him to land in, since they kind of jumped out of a low-flying plane. She had more of a chance because of her superheroism. He didn't, because he's just a human without any kind of meta powers. And then, evidently, there's some kind of doll man, which I'm not sure, because I don't read a lot of Invaders, and I would like to, because this is a very fun comic book. I can't remember who he is, but we'll have more about Star Trek. Oh, wait, no. We'll have more about that in the next issue, because he's just trying to remember, and he can't remember who he is. Back to the real story. Now, look, who is she? I want to say she's Ingrid, or Matilda. I don't know. She reminds me of a character from some skit, live-action show, something, and it's a comedy. And I can't remember who she is. Comment below if you remember who I'm talking about. Well, anyway, she's basically beating the crap out of this guy. He's like, can't he get more information out of him? Take him away. I think this is supposed to be the guy that's on the front cover, but I'm not sure. It's like, that's the only one it could be. Hurry, Captain America, you've got to free me, or the Nazis will win the war. It doesn't seem he's that important in here, to be honest with you. Maybe it's something that's going to play out in the next issue. Now, out of all the different Hostess commercials, this was always my favorite. I always thought she was a really cool character. And I really wish they'd have made her into, I don't know if they ever did, but I've never seen her in the actual Spider-Man comic books. Or any mention of her at all, but I would love to see her as an action figure or something. That would be cool. If somebody out there can make these side characters that nobody ever thought would become anything, I think the rest of us would really enjoy it. Even put like a little Hostess Twinkie ad on the back of your package. That'd be awesome. All right, so they rescue this guy and fight some Nazis to try to get to where the other guys are. And look at this last page. This is really good art right here. He's like, oh, we'll go to Berlin, and then, by golly, if you've hurt them for the first time in my life, Captain America will commit cold-blooded murder. This I swear. No, Captain, if you kill people who killed people, that's not murder, okay? That is just called killing. Murder is when you extinguish the life of an innocent person. The Nazis were not, they weren't innocent. They were killing innocent people. So they deserved their death. All right, war comes to the stress. This is where I really wish I had more connection with my German roots to read some of this stuff. All right, so I think this is a fantastic issue, and I highly recommend you guys pick it up. I think I got mine for just $1 off of somebody from either $1 or $2 off of somebody from I think IG. Some guy had a bunch of them up. He had a website. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I'm sure you don't really care. Look at this. There's a present street balling with Dr. J and Rick Barry. I have no idea who they are. I'm not a basketball person. But again, I like the art in this. I like the storytelling. It makes me excited to read it. It's a great, fantastic issue. And and the connection to an actual 1940s cartoon, a comic book character that just kind of got disappeared. Dizzy Pop on YouTube is a great channel you definitely need to subscribe to. He finds all these obscure characters and brings them back to life from the dead, from the ashes of time forgotten. And I love that because I think preservation of history is important, and especially in comic book history, because there's been so many characters that have been created, disappeared. I mean, there's so many comic books that we'll see, like, we'll never stop seeing Captain America. We'll probably see him being changed, like they try to do to him all the time, because they really hate that American logo that he's a part of. I will always love Captain America. I will not love the modern versions, but I will love the original, of course. And yeah, it's just great to see other characters get involved. My question is, I mean, I've not read that many Invaders comics at all. And when I did, it was like back when I was a kid, I had a very few of them. My understanding was that the Torch and Toro, weren't they robots? Or one of them was that later became the Vision. If he was a robot, then why did he need to breathe? Or did he not know he was a robot? And he was under the delusion that he had to keep breathing. That's what I'm a little confused about, because in the one place that they had him trapped, they gave him just enough oxygen to keep him alive. If he tried to, flame on, he would extinguish the oxygen and suffocate himself. So I'm going, does he not know he's a robot? Or maybe I'm thinking something else. Comment below if you know. I would like to remember better on that. I could just go to Wikipedia, but I encourage conversations, because Wikipedia, it's written by people that look at it from a different perspective. I don't know. I want to get feedback from people who are actually interested in this stuff. All right, have a fantastic, actually a thriller Thursday. And a great 118 scale day, too. It's 118, which is the greatest scale with G.I. Joes and other action figures. I should have probably done a G.I. Joe comic today. Well, thank you for spending time with me today. And I don't know how to say have a great Invaders Day.